Hello everybody, Mr. Storm here. Welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. In the last episode, we designed, built, and launched an unmanned probe that left the Kerbal Sphere of Influence, and then we put that on an encounter trajectory with Duna, eventually. And then after that, we came back to the Kerbal Space Center and made some adjustments to the vehicle that we used to land on the moon last time. Adding some additional fuel, adding additional experiments, and making some adjustments to the upper stage of that rocket to make it controllable, unmanned. So, we're going to be doing another Minmus mission. And what I've gone ahead and done is actually launch that mission. So I've gone ahead and put that in orbit, done the plane change maneuver, and set up the transfer. Because we've already done that. I mean, we've already flown that rocket once, and we've already done those maneuvers for Minmus before. So I didn't think we needed to do that again. So that vehicle is on its way to Minmus right now. We're going to hop in a moment. One other thing I did do is I went to the astronaut complex, and I made sure that I had enough Kerbals for 3 full crews. So, 4 full crews. So you have 4 pilots, 4 scientists, and 4 engineers. And so on the current mission that I have launched, I have Valentina, Dealey, and a new Kerbal, Fofol Kerman, who basically are in the new mission. So they're going to be working here. So let's go ahead and hop in to this vehicle, which is going to be right there. Let's fly it. No, not terminate, fly. Oh, just bumped my mic. And here we are. So, the lander, as usual, that upper stage, which has its own solar panels, communications. There's a probe core kind of tucked inside this fairing here, I think. No. Probe core is right there. Right. Okay, and it also has some RCS on it. So we should be good to go. And then also we have that, the ComSat, a little communication satellite that we can put into Minmus orbit once we arrive. So let's go ahead and just kind of advance things to our encounter with Minmus. So we'll go ahead and warp there. Now I do have to be somewhat careful because we only have 5 days worth of life support supplies. Hopefully that will be fine for this mission. Because the Kerbal can actually last a few days without supplies. But not much longer than that. Alright. So here we are. We're getting all kinds of science points. Alright, so let's go ahead and circularize here, and then let's see, do I want to, I want to just circularize and leave the orbit like that for now. It's not a perfectly polar orbit, but it's actually not bad. That is the kind of orbit we would want to put the communication satellite in anyway. So let's go ahead and orient this thing probably don't need the RCS. Actually, let's turn the RCS off. Alright, so we have 572 meters per second of delta V in this tank, which should be enough. Alright, so we have a node in 2 hours, 37 minutes. We have a 10-second burn. Alright, let's go ahead and warp us over to here. Oh, come on. Messed up the maneuver node there. Nope, 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 nope. Yeah, you really need to be fine with your adjustments here. Alright. Because a few meters per second go a long way in minimus orbit. Okay. 10-second burn. There's Minimus. So we fire in a T-minus 5 seconds. And we're slightly off circular, but that's okay. Alright, so I want to go ahead and orient us to normal, as I usually do, and release the satellite. So that is going to be that decoupler right there. There it goes. Okay. Now, I want to get our orbit as close to the surface as we can. Alright, so I don't want to waste fuel. We're at what, 7,000 meters? It's a little bit closer. 6,000 meters. Yes, that should be okay. Alright then. And then I'm going to want to circularize that. And is that going to hit anything? I believe it does stay above the surface. That there's no structures that is going to hit. It gets close, but no, we should be fine. Alright, so we're coming in this direction. We have a 2-second burn. I think I'm just going to freehand it once we get there. Time to periapsis. somewhere along the line we got a lot of okay. There we are. Okay, so we are coming in over this area here, which is going to be a good landing site. Let's see, we landed there last time, I think. I think this is a good landing site. Though we could try and land up here again, since we should have a better lander that should be more stable on a slope. Alright. Here's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to release. I'm going to release this guy. We don't need that. Alright, turn the RCS off. Let's make sure that we didn't spend any RCS in our actual lander. No, we did not. Alright. Good. Release. And fire that engine. Alright. I think I'm just going to go ahead and put us on the ground anywhere here. Lower the gear. This looks as good a spot as any. Okay, so that should start bringing us down. Alright, altitude. Okay, so this is to sea level, this is to the actual ground. Okay. So 2,600 meters to the actual ground. We just need to make sure that we have sunlight, which we should, because the experiments we're going to run are solar powered, so we can't run them at night. All right, we're pulling the brakes a little bit. So make sure I just don't get too fast. This is going to be really, really finicky because we want to slow down, slow down. Let's be a bit more aggressive on that slowdown. I want to keep. No, too slow. Because it's going to require some really, really fine adjustments to that throttle to get to a point where we are not slowing down. Keep that, no lateral movement. Let it speed up a little bit. This engine is so strong that any bit of thrust is enough to slow the thing down. Alright, let's slow it down more aggressively. And we are on the surface. Perfect. Plenty of fuel in the tank. Alright, let's get our experiments run. We have a temperature scan. Yes. Seismic scan. Yes. Mystery goo observation. Very good. Material study. Bacterial samples appear to gorge themselves on what looks like microscopic mint scones. Okay. Crew report. And atmospheric pressure scan. And then we need to do our EVA. And I think that we're actually not going to take the EVA report just yet. We need to have our engineer Foful get out and begin prepping the surface experiments. Okay. Oh. Hold on. We're going to have to retract that solar panel. There's a design issue. Alright. Yep, every time we step, it counts as flying. Alright. Okay, there we go. And let's see, this is the control station, the goo monitor, but that is what we need right there. The solar panel. Let's go find a good spot to set this up. I think that's probably as good as any. Alright, now on the other side, there's another container that has another one of those. Alright. There we go. Let's see. There's a photovoltaic panel. Okay. Now we actually want to have the scientist be the one to set up the actual experiments. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and set this up pretty much right next to the other one. There we go. Alright, bring Fofol here back on board. And then let's get Dealy. Alright, and you're going to be one to actually do the science here, because you're the scientist. Alright, so we're going to have your EVA report. You look out at the highlands and wonder out loud whether you could jump over them. Mission Control advises you not to try. Alright, and then let's go ahead and grab surface sample. I'll say we already have. From Mimus' lowlands. I'll keep it because it actually will get us a little bit of science here. Why is it saying it from the lowlands? We're definitely not in the lowlands. Alright. Let's get those experiments. Control station first. Alright, let's see. Where do we want to put this? Probably right in the middle. In between the two panels. There we go. And then we have our goo monitor. Alright, we'll go ahead and we'll set that up right about there. Let that deploy. Now let's go grab our new experiment, the seismometer. The Grand Slam passive seismometer. Now, if I am correct, this should be able to produce science if we were to impact something near it. So that is what the plan is going to be. Hopefully, that upper stage is not too far away at this point, and we'll be able to bring it back and smash it into the ground over here. Alright. Alright, so actually, let's just back up a little bit. Let's get that right about there. Okay. Let Dealy monitor the equipment here. I'm going to go ahead and get Valentina out because, you know, can't have her just sit in the, sit inside there all day. Not getting out. Remove helmet, no. Plant flag. Right, plant flag. Most important thing to do. There we go. And we'll just make this a boring Minmus science station. Big boom. Hopefully we have a big boom. Alright. Let's see. Where is that? Where is that upper stage? Wow, it's all the way over there already? Jeez. Alright, well, let me actually just time accelerate a little bit. I hope the Kerbals will be okay. Alright, there we are. Yeah, we're fine. We have 30 minutes of EVA time remaining, which is more than enough. Okay, so can I actually switch to it? No. We're gonna have to do that from the map. Okay, so switch to hopefully we have relay control, because we don't have a lot of time. We do have line of sight. Good. Okay. That's going to be very close. Maybe not quite close enough. I want it to be visible. This thing hits. Alright, a little bit more. Oh, but I don't want it to be too dangerous. Okay. Just a retrograde, just a little bit. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and we're going to switch. Not set as target. No, no, no. Unset target. I want to switch to... because we should be able to see it coming over the horizon here. there it is. This is going to be terrible if it hits something. Yep, you can actually see it. Oh, this map way zoomed out. It's going to impact very close, but probably somewhere over there is probably where it's going to hit. Yeah, because it's still pretty high in altitude and only 2 kilometers away. It's about to fly overhead. Yep, I did kind of misaim that just a bit. Excellent. Well, I didn't see anything come through. Science completed, science transmitted, connection stay connected. Total power available 4, power needed 3. Okay. Not sure if there's something else I needed to do there. Oh well, we will leave it and let it do its thing. But we need to get back home because we have a limited life support load. We have 8 days worth of life support. We have a long flight back. So it's board up there. Alright, and now Dealey. Yeah, not sure what I was missing there. Ah well, it was still interesting to try that. Maybe I'll have to sort that out, and if we do that in the future, we'll have to make sure. Maybe it just didn't get close enough. Maybe what I'll need to do is integrate the impactor into the actual lander. That could be a thing. Alright, let's close up that service bay. Let's get this solar panel extended. And let's get back in there. Let's get going home. Alright, what direction do I want to go? probably this way. Why did I put that antenna on there? I don't think we needed it. Well, maybe we do, actually. Surprised it wasn't relaying off that probe. Alright, we have an apoapsis height of 17 kilometers. Alright, so I actually want to... No, not that way. Alright, there's our orbit. And which way is Kerbin? That way. We're heading in this direction. I'm gonna go around. Interesting that we are acting as the relay right now. Huh. Alright. So let's go ahead and get escape here. And then let's see if we can get a good... Oh, don't want to do that too much. Okay. Alright, let's escape. Let's get out of the mid-miss sphere of influence. And then we'll begin making our orbital adjustments for re-entry. Okay. Now we want to do retrograde. Let's bring that periapsis down. Oh, we got a moon encounter there. Periapsis height. I want to get that down. 25,000 meters. That's actually perfect. As much as I like the trajectories mod, I might have to turn it off. Because it's causing all kinds of performance problems here. Alright, let's go ahead and warp to there. Okay, yeah, looks like we did actually run out of supplies. Alright, so I'll have to make that adjustment for any future mid-miss landings that we're going to need way more than whatever life support we currently had on there. Well, we're actually fine because we do have an additional, like, few days, 9 days or so, before they die. But, you know, would rather not have them have to sit here and starve for a few days because they ran out of snacks. Alright. Let's go ahead and ditch this. I'm going to go ahead and spin it up. Ditch that. And let's put this in retrograde. We are going to be coming down on the night side, so should be alright. Go ahead and tell SES to hold retrograde. I think we should be stable, but just in case. I mean, we've done this once before with this vehicle, so, and we know it works. I am coming in a bit more aggressive than I would typically like. It's like around 30,000 meters, but 25 should be okay. Yep, plenty of ablator. As long as it doesn't get too hot. Probably jettisoned the fuel tank in the engine a little bit too high up. Let's see. G-force was at about, what, 3 Gs? Pretty good. Okay, so we are through the fiery part of the re-entry, and we just need to get that velocity down below 280, and then I'll go ahead and deploy those chutes. They should be probably starting to use drogues, but for now we're alright. Are we coming down over water or land? I don't even know. Can't even tell. Judging by the fact that there's a large black emptiness, I'm pretty sure we're probably gonna hit water. But, you know, we're at the point now where we can just go ahead and accelerate through. No issues. We're just on the chutes, so... And yep, that is water. I did hit a little hard there. Oh, I forgot to jettison the heat shield. That's okay. Alright, so let's go ahead and recover and see what we got. Alright, we got 483.8 science with a current science of 666. Beautiful. Because we are getting a lot of science from, you know, all those experiments, so that's nice. Alright, it's not Valentina and Dealey's first flight, but it is Fofol's first flight. Did pretty well. Alright, let's see what we can get. Now, for the upcoming missions, we have a Duna transfer window coming up, which means we're going to want to begin working on a manned Duna mission. Also, I need to start thinking about, you know, getting a permanent space station set up and potentially a resourcing operation on the moon. So I need to begin working in those directions. And for one thing, I'm going to need the big docking ports and some better power generation. Hydroponics would also be nice for space stations and ground bases. Nomomedic, 25,000 I. And we have high power electrics, which gets us these extra large solar arrays, better batteries, better comms. Okay. But where are the... Oh, these are RCS thrusters. RCS pods. Reaction control wheels. That would be nice to have. Let's see. Actuators. I would like to play around with those, because those are new in the Breaking Ground expansion. Advanced Metalworks. What do we got? Stack multi-adapters, girder modules. This is all going to be useful for space stations. Pressurized truss. Clampertron, shielded Clampertron docking port. Pressurized adapter, inflatable airlock. Yes. That's all very useful stuff. Base cradles. Interesting. Radial stack adapters. Ground assembly line. Alright, what is this? Composites. Stack separator. I'm looking for something very specific that I'm going to need for the Duna mission. I think I pretty much have most everything I'm going to need for the Duna mission except for the very large docking port. Where is it? Heavy command modules. No. Do I happen to already have it? That would figure. There's Clampatron. Telescopic Clampatron docking port. Pressurized radial attachment module. Okay. Clampatron construction port. Stack decoupler, flat adapter, flat adapter. Let's see, that Clampatron construction port is interesting. And this pressurized... You need to connect a really large tube to another really large tube. Oh, and air is a requirement. So yeah, that's for pressurized stuff. So that's going to be for... Precision propulsion, nuclear propulsion. That could be a thing that we're going to need to use. I'm just not familiar with everything is in this new tech tree, so... Nano-lathing? Metamaterials. There it is. The docking port senior. So composites are 300. That's going to be 550. I might have the parts that I need. Advanced Metalworks. Alright, here's what we're going to do. We're going to get the composites. Yeah, go ahead and grab that. And I'm also going to grab the nuclear propulsion engines. The atomic rocket motor. Because that's going to be useful for deep space missions. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to grab that. Alright. So a little bit of faffing around there, but I think I've made some decisions. Alright. So we need to start working on how this Duna mission is going to work. I'm figuring it's going to be multiple launches to get multiple parts in orbit to fly there. So I think we need to start working on a habitation section. Because that should be the lightest thing to get into orbit. In theory. Alright, so there's a Cupola module. It could definitely serve as kind of a cockpit. Or I could go with the Salamander command pod. I think I'm gonna go with this, the cupola module. Does it have... Let's see, it has a data transmitter, logistic consumer, scavenges nearby warehouses or more distant piloted distribution hubs. Interesting. It has a reaction wheel, alright. Crew report. Switchable part. Mount classic, insulated. Classic bear, insulated bear. We can go with insulated, I guess. Okay. So that's kind of the command section. Station core. No. We need like a living area. Structural? Yes. Pressurized crew tube. Because it is a long flight. It needs a place for the Kerbals to actually live while they go there. Let's see. Crew radial attachment module. Pressurized crew tube. Procedural structural elements. Alright, how many can we put in here? Parts or crew capacity, but the cupola module only has one crew? There's no seats in this crew tube. Odd. Well, maybe that's not what I want. Inline clampatron. No. Docking port, clampatron docking port. Telescopic clampatron docking module. Like that would go there. Let's see, electrical, communication, science, cargo. No, wouldn't be cargo. Utility? Okay. Hitchhiker storage container. That would get us some additional crew. Okay. So maybe what we'll probably want to do is something like this. Have the additional crew tube for some just additional living space. Alright. So, we're also going to need life support, and a lot of it. Let's see. A recycling module. Interesting. Viewing cupola? Interesting. I don't think that's necessary at this point. Life support tank, 2.5 meter. Alright. What kind of crew would we be going with? We would need a pilot. Katzen. Alright. We would want probably at least a scientist and an engineer. Three-person crew. Couple of empty spots. Would we want a pilot for the lander? Haven, Kerman. Potentially. Second pilot? Yes. Alright. Okay, I have to think about how this is all going to actually work. The thing we're going to do is we're going to basically put the crew, space, and life support and everything as like one module. And then we'll like attach a service bay, and then they'll be attaching everything else to that. We're also going to need a lander, so we're going to have to design that at some point. Now, this doesn't have the extra large solar panels, but that's okay. I guess throw those on. Alright. And batteries. Well, we could actually. What is the life support time? 104 days. Habitation's indefinite. Current 104 days. That isn't going to be near enough. Let's see, if I put that recycler on there, that extends to 255 days. Even still, I'm not sure that's enough. One year, 85 days. Alright, that makes a little bit more sense. Alright, So I think that this is basically the crew and life support module. I don't think I'm going to slap any batteries or anything like that on here. I think that's all going to be part of the next thing that gets attached. But I do, and the more I think about it, I am going to need that large docking port. I am going to need that large docking port, because these guys just aren't going to cut it. Right? That's just not going to cut it. Do I want to give it any RCS? There's a question. That might be a good idea. So, let's see. What do we got for fuel tanks? We have these monopropellant tanks that go on the sides. I can put a few of those on there. And then we would need just some thrusters. Thruster blocks. These are the ones we'd want. Okay. I think that's about as much as we can do on this design for now. So, I'm going to go ahead, and this is going to be, Duna Hab module for now. Go ahead and save that. And then what I might have to do is run some more missions to get some more science, so that we can get the better solar panels and the better docking ports. But at least we kind of have a start for what this might look like. And then I'll probably put a big docking port right down there as the last piece here. Launch this part into orbit. Empty, with no crew. Oh, if it's going to have no crew, it's going to need a docking port somewhere. Because we're going to need to bring crew up. So, I think that's probably where we'll have our telescoping docking port. Yes. And what I probably am also going to need to put in here is a probe core. So that I can control it to some degree. There it is. I don't know where it actually gets put, but we'll get that probe core on there. And then we will get some communications. Some basic communications here. but the main communications are going to be on this service module, which is going to have the big solar panels. It's going to have the science experiments. Oh, we're going to need a lander that will get us back to Kerbin. Right. It's capable of re-entry. Yeah, that's going to have to be added there as well. So it's going to have all of our docking ports on it for anything we need to attach for the Duna lander, for the return to Kerbin lander, which is going to have to be able to hold 4 Kerbals. Do I have anything that is able to hold 4? I don't think so. But we could do 2 2s. Yes, that works. Okay. So yeah, that's going to be the plan. So then that's going to have communications and everything else. And then we're going to start bolting on fuel tanks and engines to that. So that is the plan. So it's probably going to be 4 or 5 launches to get this thing assembled. Alright, but since we've kind of hit the limit of what I can do right now, I'll go ahead and end this episode here. Save. And what I might do is run a couple of more flights, either to Minmus or the moon, on my own, just to generate a bunch more science. Because, I mean, I've already done that. I don't think I need to show any more of those rather routine missions at this point. So I'll go ahead and take care of that, get a big pile of science, then we'll unlock a few more things, and then finish with this build. And then start launching these parts. Alright, so for now, we'll end here. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you next time.